Hey, did you miss us?
We got 2 out of 3. 3 is coming.
She coming, y'all.
How is everybody doing? Let's see. How many people we got in here?
Hello. Good evening. It feels like I haven't seen y'all in forever.
I know.
I feel like we haven't had WTF in forever. We are whole.
No, okay. I was like, what am I doing? Y'all, therapy ran over. We were just now finishing.
Well, we just went live. Not even 5 minutes.
Oh,
not even 2 minutes.
Let me see.
Well, good then. Hey, everybody. I didn't even know we was live. Thanks for telling me.
I know. And when you said, I said, well, let me just
slide it in there.
Let me just,
you know.
Telling me. Hi, everybody. Happy Wednesday.
Happy hump
Okay, I'm trying to start this stream on my page as well. I'm going to have to just start it. I'll come back later and add to it.
Hello.
Week been so far?
What happened?
How has y'all week been so far?
Oh, okay, so I've been chilling. I've been in the snow, literally chilling.
You got both
you guys got snow.
So
hey everybody, I see. Hey Bree.
Those pictures were so cute. I said Kayla is such a girly girl.
Oh, I had to take everything and make it a photo op. So when I saw snow, I had to go, okay, let me see what kind of picture I'm gonna take, because that's all I can. My son is like, I can't feel my hands. I'm like, bro, all you gotta do is push click. You don't have to feel your hands to do that. Because I don't want iPhone pictures. I done bought me this camera. I need my flash.
I'm about to get a new camera. I can't wait. You gotta tell me what camera you got. I'm about to get a new camera myself.
Canon G7 something.
You got the G7. Okay.
I love that camera. All my pictures.
Mariah was telling me
you
about
don't have to do hardly any editing.
I think that's what my best friend has. She has a Canon something that just got delivered. I'm gonna have to ask her.
Said male hair looks different. Girl, it's shorter. I knew y'all didn't see my son on. We were on TikTok earlier, and he was like, "Mama, did you cut your hair low again?" I did, and it's not blonde right now. I didn't have time to dye it today, so y'all see me tomorrow. It'll be back blonde. So it's like it's black. It's black right now.
And when you did that, I started laughing on your live because.
He gonna call me out every time. He hates this.
Listen. I say it to my mama all the time because my mom got the same haircut. And the second she get a lip, she be like, my mom goes to the barbershop every Friday. She would take her grandsons. Okay, she is not. My mom will not, refuses to. Look, she said that's the one I got. Tamira's way. That's my BFF. I knew she had a Canon something. She said that's the one I got. I knew she
Canon. Okay.
Because something happened to her camera and she had to send it in the Canon, and then it was. I remember her camera, something happening to it or something. I remember one getting delivered.
I'm trying to figure out how to use the camera as the webcam. I had another camera and I knew how to do that, but because the quality on that camera is so good, and I want to set it up and use it.
Just go to.
I've done all that. I'm telling y'all. I'm
send the instructions to my.
I got all these cords. I've been Googling. I download all the software. Something ain't right.
I'm excited. My daughter, she's been excited too, just because I'm getting a new camera to start doing some day in the life content. Mm-hmm. Just doing some stuff outside of
vlogging or vlogging.
I'm vlogging. Who said vlogging? Was it you? I thought somebody said that during court. So yes.
Oh no, not during court.
I'm gonna start doing some more like day in the life content. I'm actually gonna go places, so it'll be fun.
I got a lot of places lined up to go for my content. I've been, y'all. I'm so excited.
That's good.
That's so exciting.
Hey, everybody that's joining. I normally do a roll call when I'm on my page every morning. I said, Lord, not me over here doing a roll call like this.
There it goes. Okay, send the instructions to me, to Myra, and I'm gonna I'll send them to her. She said it has Wi-Fi, so you can just go ahead and link it.
I've been trying to connect it to the Wi. I'm telling you, I did a YouTube video. Y'all told me I done all of it. I can't get it to work. Okay, y'all, we got to get started. Y'all, we already 8 minutes in. Y'all know I'll be ready to go.
See?
No, I mean ready to get started.
Oh, they're putting that in the
And Mel, you're gonna be so proud of me because I got all my video. I said Mel not yelling at me no more.
Okay.
I said that. Okay, but before we get started, guys, I just want to introduce someone to you guys. So I put in the bio, the link, the description. Y'all know I'm still learning what this stuff is called. But a platform called Black Education Station. And today we are going to hear about Black Education Station before we jump in to our topics. I thought that this was a good topic, to talk about, or a good platform to talk about as we talk about Miss Harris, because and me and Miss Jefferson were talking about this today. It's so important that as a community we let our kids be kids and we expose our kids to the right things and make sure that we are monitoring what they're watching. Me and Miss Jefferson were talking about today how our kids get on YouTube and sometimes we think they're watching Sonic or Bluey, and then you walk by and it's not Sonic or Bluey. So, just in the spirit of, protecting our kids, it starts at home. And we see that in the Harris case, that it definitely starts at home. And okay, if you could just introduce yourself and tell us what Black Education Station is.
All right. Good evening, ladies. My name is Hotep. I'm the creator of the first family-friendly anime brand for children called Black Lion and Cubs. I'm a former teacher and a consultant to schools and school districts, and I've had the benefit and the honor and pleasure of being brought aboard a amazing network called Black Education Station. In short, it's somewhere between PBS Kids and Netflix, but it's Black owned. It's a streaming service for the education of our children, ages 0 to 10. I myself am not only a former educator, but I'm also a proud father. I have a 3 and a 5-year-old. So as an educator, and I used to teach kindergarten, by the way, I've always been very sensitive about how young people develop. I've been educated in how people develop, and I've had experience as a teacher. So as a father now, I have the great opportunity to be intentional about what's placed before my children. Like many of you ladies, I'm sure you watched, turned on Disney and was looking for something on Disney and all of a sudden found, hold on, what's that? Hold on, So my point is, I didn't realize what was really happening to our children until I became a father, right? Mm-hmm. And now here I am with a 3 and a 5-year-old looking for content, and not being able to find things that are consistently appropriate for our children. Either it's just too much song and dance, or they're trying to put things in these kids shows that are just totally inappropriate, right? Things that, we want to address as parents first. Like, hold on, that shouldn't be. And you were wondering. So my point is, Black Education Station, as Caleb Bumpus mentioned, and I'm glad that you said it the way you said it, to protect our children, right? To protect our children from the normalization of bad behavior. Bad behavior has been normalized in our society, in content, in the very content that people say is appropriate for our children. Short example, I watched Toy Story. I love Toy Story. Let me say, as a father, as a man, I enjoy Toy Story. But as a father, I can't rock with it now all of a sudden. And I'll tell you why. If you rewatch it with the different lens, the first 15 minutes, you'll hear the cowboy calling people idiot and dummy multiple times throughout it, right? And I never caught that. I didn't catch that until I became a father. And I said, hold on, why is that okay? And then we wonder why our children use the language that they use, right? Or the use of guns in Disney movies, in Pixar movies, G-rated use of guns. And then we wonder why our children are so fascinated with guns. So my point is, Black Education Station is a response to all of this. It's Black owned. All the content is vetted. I'm one of the people that vets the content for the network to ensure that it's protecting our children. There's nothing of a sexual nature on the network. No bad language, no bad behavior. You understand? There's no commercials on Black Education Station. So it's designed to protect our children. And I have the great honor and pleasure of being on the board. And I told Kayla about it. And she said, oh my God, Hotep, I got to let my people know about it, because they're at a point now where they're getting close to profitability. Okay. And for those that aren't familiar, you know, some of you that may have Prime, you know, notice that Prime's running commercials all of a sudden. Like I had Prime for a few years. There was a time Prime, there was no commercials. Now I turn on Prime, I got to go through 5 commercials before I get to the movie. That's because these streaming services are having trouble getting to a point of profitability, because they weren't, when they weren't running commercials. Black Education Station has taken a firm stance that they will not sell out to corporations, so that they can protect children, right? And so, but what that means is they need subscribers. They're 500 subscribers away. BlackEducationStation.com. It's on every app. So I didn't know you were live. Hold on, I didn't know we were live. Okay, I thought I was talking to just you guys. Hold on.
Oh no, we out here. They want to know.
I'm sorry. Listen. Okay, so for everybody else, check this out. BlackEducationStation.com is the website. If you can put it in there, Kayla. BlackEducationStation.com is the website. It is on every platform. You can find it on Roku, Amazon. You can find it on Apple. You can find it on Google Play. Okay, so it's a downloadable app. Everywhere Netflix is, you will find Black Education Station. I have to say this again because some people didn't realize what I just said. Black Education Station is not on YouTube. It's its own ecosystem. You understand? Right. It's totally independent, Black owned, no commercials, created for our children. So now, as a community of Black people, we no longer have to beg and plead for representation, right? Oh, thank you, Netflix. No, we don't have to worry and complain about what other people don't do on our behalf. It's done. We have our own. And so I'm very proud and blessed to be a part of it. My anime series is on the network now. And the last thing I'm going to say, Kelly, is I don't want to take up too much of you guys' time. The last thing I want to say about this is some of you may have heard the news that HBO has canceled all production of Sesame Street. Check this out, okay? I grew up on Sesame Street. I could not believe I heard. My mother told me about this in December. She said HBO has canceled Sesame Street. I'm like, get out of here. No one would ever do that. They did it. But we don't have to worry because Black Education Station is in the middle of producing a Sesame Street styled show with all Black characters, with all Black men and women to teach our children. The age ranges from 0 to 10. So this is for elementary age children. So if you have children from birth to 10 years old, there's something appropriate for your children. Okay. And that's all I wanted to say. I want to say thank you, Kayla, for giving me the opportunity to share. In February, hopefully we can do it again and have a whole conversation about the theme, building strong children, because Frederick Douglass said it best. It's easier to build strong children than repair broken men and women. I'll say it again. I want all you guys to remember what this statement says because it's so powerful, right? Frederick Douglass gets the credit for this. It is easier to build strong children than to repair broken men and women. Black Education Station is here to help build our children, build them strong, so we don't have to do the repair work as teenagers and as adults. And thank you so much for your time and attention.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I love it. That is definitely something for out here.
The link is in the description and the link is in the chat. You guys go subscribe. It's just like a Netflix or, whatever else you subscribe to. If you have children 0 to 10 or anyone that's interested, make sure you guys go check out Black Education Station. And I'll keep putting it in the chat and it's in the
I'm
description.
already downloading. Yes, come on now, come on, download.
Okay, thank you, and we'll get together a time for you to come on my YouTube and talk more in depth.
Okay, then I'll bring the rest of the board because there's other people. We have a black female clown named Daisy the clown. Y'all ain't seen nothing. Wait till you see Daisy the clown. What is a black female clown? She is amazing. I'm done. All right, listen, y'all have a great night. I look forward to being a part of your show sometime in February for Black History Month. Keep it strong. All right.
Thank you.
Y'all take care.
Thank you.
Have a great one.
You too. I love that. I love it. I think that's something to share because I hate to say it, but I feel like Arizona is such a melting pot that there isn't a strong sense of culture here. I think it's happening now because of the transplants and they're forcing it. But it's literally happening like with places like where I had my birthday dinner, where they couldn't find the culture. So they literally built it themselves and did it their own way because it just wasn't here. So I think that would be an amazing thing to share in these little social groups out here for, just for people to see it, because my kids listen to, and like I said, it's a bunch of music, but like Desmond Dennis, Jules TV, Gracie's Corner, stuff like that. And sometimes those things are not available on YouTube Kids. So you're stuck. Like I was telling Kayla earlier, I'm stuck with having to monitor. I showed Kayla earlier my pile of headphones over here because I can't let them listen to something on YouTube because it looks like Sonic or Bluey, because I can't hear that it could possibly be just like a very adult themed like voiceover.
Mm-hmm.
So for them to have something like this, that's not the music and stuff. Don't get me wrong, because I'll be sitting up there singing potty yaddy 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 yaddy. I'll be getting it. But somebody walked up to me and was like, "Oh, what are you listening to?" Yeah, they got trap nursery rhymes, honey. I can't listen to the other stuff.
Yeah, why are you looking like that?
I don't have small kids.
Yes,
I do not have these shows, but potty yaddy yaddy is just crazy. I don't have
yaddy yaddy. Okay. Look up Desmond Dennis. He do more of the R&B stuff, but Jules TV, they do Count With Me. Like, listen, I know. Listen, I'm telling you, my best friend was going home.
Wait a minute. Wait, time out.
What?
Say that again.
He's saying Count With Me. He'd be like 1, 2,
off
3,
a plate, off a throw, baby.
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to count with me and my friends.
That's Black Education Station right now.
Count with me.
Listen,
which version you want them to sing?
She said, "Count them kids up for Black Education Station."
Yeah, listen. The Color song is a reggae song, honey. We be getting it, okay? But they got to see something that look like them. So if they're going to see little black boys and a black family doing what they doing, like, listen, I'm not kids bopping. That don't go in my car. That don't go. I can't kids bop. I'm sorry. I can't. I'm sticking to the trap nursery rhymes. Okay. I like the little DJ cartoon with the chain on. I'm sorry. Mel about to go crazy. But listen, I'm telling you, so if we can do Black Education Station, I'm all for it. Give me something.
Plus Netflix, I just saw Netflix is raising their prices yet again. I think I'm finally done with Netflix because I have like Prime, I got Hulu. My sister, we watch Tubi all the time. I think I'm finally about done with them. So it's a great alternative for kids. At least it sounds like that. I don't know. Like I said, I don't have little babies, but I would definitely recommend just checking it out. It's only $9.99. And it's a subscription-based service. So worst case scenario, just cancel.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, but give it a try. Hell, you let them watch everything else. You gave everything else a try. Just see what it is.
I mean, Throw Baby just went on my bingo card though.
That's not what my babies know. My babies can count. Okay.
I know that's right.
Now it do throw adults off because y'all in the summer, like in the springtime, I pull up somewhere and this lady walked up to me. She said, "What is he saying?" She said, "Oh, I need that for my grandkids because I can't do no more Coco Melon." Like,
oh, child, I got PTSD.
I'm telling you, you won't forget that's what's going on. If you need more R&B, Desmond Dennis is more R&B. He got the cute little nursery rhymes. Everything is like R&B. They do the little dances. My kids, so your kids are doing all their little dances. They hitting their little all their little whatever the little dances all they do, and Look like they're doing little TikTok dances, but they counting, they're doing colors, they learning Spanish. I mean, they doing it all. So
T, when you get through, make sure you send me that Throw Baby song.
Oh my God. Are you gonna do a review?
I'm gonna need to hear it to believe it. I'm gonna need to hear it to believe it. I'm sorry.
Okay, y'all. So before we start, what we talking about, I see this as a good comment. Are we past YSL? And just a little YSL update, I guess. It seems to be interesting what's going on.
Did we not cover? I think. Wait a minute. Last week, did we not cover the lawyer that came in with the hoodie?
Okay, well, we didn't do WTF last week.
We didn't do it last week, and we thought TikTok was going on a ban. So I'm not gonna lie, I didn't do the update on the pre-trial hearing that turned into the pre-trial hearing when Whitaker definitely has.
Oh, should I play that video from?
You should.
Okay, I didn't know that.
There was a lot going on last week, so you know what I would like to say for people, because people kill me always having to say, oh, all of the creators that were talking why I said they're not talking about it. I know myself, I know T, we talk about it every day. Kayla, when we come on WTF, we're talking about whatever we did for the week. That really did slip by. I definitely watched the hearing and I was not impressed. Okay. I'm sorry. It looked like a complete shit show last week. It would both the state and the defense, no one seems to be prepared. What bothered me most was, one, y'all talking about these Zone 3 spinners. Nobody talked about Abate being in this trial so long. He has turned into a Zone 3 spinner. Because now him up there talking about somebody is suffering from cancer. And he thought that was more important than his work. I said, now, I know he didn't use those people as an excuse.
Indeed.
It was terrible. I was so annoyed. People were saying that Paige was mean. I don't think she was mean. I think she was frustrated because I remember the hearing. She told them how long this trial was going to be. She gave them their hearing dates. She told them what she expected. She had Abate sent over the evidence, everything, and they still came unprepared. I mean, first of all, one of them lawyers got 50 vacations coming up. I said, what is going on?
Well, let's talk about who was that.
Y'all ready for me to let me know when you're ready for me to hop in?
Okay. Oh, whenever you're ready, because Mr. Dark took me to a dark place.
Charges that are listed for Mr. Eppinger, I'd just like to bring the state's attention that count 35 against Mr. Eppinger was dismissed in the earlier trial, prior to his severance in this matter, and I still see it listed as the possible charges here, but that count was dismissed earlier by Judge Glanville prior to Mr. Eppinger's severance in this case.
Okay. Y'all check into that? Yes. Do you happen to know like a date or was there a written order or anything like that?
It was during the wild commotion of jury selection, Your Honor. I don't remember the exact.
Okay. Well, that'll give them something to look at. Okay. All right. Speaking of jury selection, everybody was supposed to look at the jury questions from the case one that y'all were
this may
all
not be
involved in for at least a little part of it. And
if this is the end,
tell me
if you really want to see her, we need to start it at the beginning.
But I am simply trying to give my client an actual defense, a robust defense, and I need assistance to do that. So that's the basis of the request. I have no problem going to find anything, but I need assistance to do that because unfortunately I don't only have this case. I am appointed counsel in several other courtrooms. I have a speaking trial before Judge Cox, and that client is entitled to a defense as well. So, that's the basis of my request. And I know that my client would greatly benefit for just having some assistance on this case. Otherwise, it's almost a forced mistrial, or it's almost a forced ineffective assistance.
You setting that up right now for us, given what you keep saying? I would really like for you to do that. You should have been working on this case since you got it in July.
I have been. I literally have. I've been way more than 29 hours. I can assure you that.
I would certainly hope so.
I know people feel like Judge Whitaker was absolutely being mean, but I feel two things are going. I feel like one, I think Judge Whitaker absolutely thought there was no way she was going to trial and there would be some plea deals long before she ever had to get here.
Of lyrics and things like that to see if it comports or not. That would be the biggest issue I want to look at a bit more closely.
All right, I need that filed by Monday at noon.
Understood, Judge. Thank you.
And he did.
What else? You didn't think there's going to be anything else?
Not that I can think of, Judge.
Okay. Anybody else? No motions in limine for anybody else. All right. I need you to speak into the mic and identify yourself and your party.
Attorney Eric Johnson for Mr. Christian Eppinger, Your Honor.
All right.
I would just ask to join in the co-counsel's argument in this particular matter as it relates to the discovery in this case and be allowed to till Monday to file them as well.
What motions are you anticipating filing?
Because you were supposed to already.
At the present time, Your Honor.
Pick up your mic and speak into it.
At the present time, Your Honor.
Thank you. That is so much better.
Thank you. I can't say at the present time, I've not finished the recitation of we're going through all of the condensed version of the evidence, but I would just ask for leave till
Okay,
Monday.
y'all realize the condensed version of the evidence is less evidence than it was before. You already should know the entire universe of the evidence and know, okay, if this evidence is still going to be presented, here is the motion in limine that I need to file to address it.
Well,
So you shouldn't you should be able to tell me it's going to be these three or this one, or maybe it won't be any because that evidence isn't here yet. You shouldn't just now be like, I think I need to figure out what to do with this evidence.
No, I'm not saying that I need to figure out what to do with the evidence, Your Honor. However, in order to provide proper representation for my client, I have to go through all of the additional evidence to make sure that it's the same as the first evidence, to make sure that there's nothing been included that was not in the first part of the evidence.
Let's pause for a minute. Is there any new evidence that wasn't included in the last drop of evidence?
No, Your Honor.
There's not any. You don't need to worry about that.
I wouldn't trust them.
Thank you.
I mean, that right there was a red flag to me. I was like, how can we?
Wouldn't trust it.
But okay.
And
But
Mr.
here's my
Dart.
thing, though, Kayla. Wait a minute.
Your Honor.
He should have gone through this evidence already. It's her point. Asking that question, he doesn't have to trust it. Y'all right about that, but I think her frustration was, let me fix it right now. You should have gone through that by now. And that was my problem with him. Talking, I need to compare the evidence. I need to compare the
Yeah,
But he was saying there's new stuff, so he doesn't know if it's the same as what he first
how
got.
new?
the old one.
I don't know how new, but I'm assuming it's after this trial.
Yeah,
Okay,
what
well,
they
listen to this.
said they did was they said that they condensed it
Right.
based on who was left. They went from 191 overt acts, I believe,
Like
to
63.
63.
Mm-hmm.
And this is supposed to be the condensed version, which is supposed to be condensed down even further now that Mender has played out.
Got you. But y'all, he only asked until Monday. That's a couple days. Did he just get it today?
No, is he the same?
He's
One
only
lawyer
asking
couldn't
for Monday.
open nothing. My thing with this is the 17th wasn't a surprise. That's what the only thing that pissed me off. The
And that's
17th,
what I'm saying.
the 17th was mentioned the day of the verdict when they had their status hearing. We'll come back on the 17th. You need to have discovery turned over to them by this day. They need to have motions in by this day, present your jury questions by this day, and we're going to meet back on the 17th to see where we are. Give them your new amended list for your witnesses. Give them the discovery that you're going to use, and we'll go through it that day.
My whole thing is, okay, not my whole thing is, this is off topic. On topic, but off topic. Just want to let you guys know that this is attorney Eric Johnson, and he was the attorney that was held in contempt to write the essay. You guys remember? He was also the attorney with the controversy of the laptop when they were trying to take the laptop and when they subpoenaed the laptop. So just to trying to give y'all some context on who he is. I think he's a good attorney.
He's
every time I say that,
context to make me look at him, give him a deeper side eye, because now I'm like,
well, I don't know what was going on with the laptop.
I wouldn't trust him either. The laptop, they tried to say Eppinger was using it to talk to other people.
Yeah.
That's what they tried to say.
And also, he was appointed, not retained. Remember that.
Yeah.
So he gotta work sorry.
And that's exactly what and I hate to say this about him, it sounded like public defenders up there. People who caseload have too much work, that don't really care about the case. That's what I felt like listening to them in court. I mean, I get not having some stuff together, and that's for both sides. Nobody seemed prepared. And Eppinger's lawyer needs to be working day and night on his case, appointed or not. Don't take the case if you can't do it, because that boy has a lot of charges, serious charges. So it just seemed like they weren't prepared. I wasn't impressed. I felt bad for the boys. Like I was just like, might as well just lock them up now. It doesn't sound like you're going to get effective counsel.
It was scary to me to hear, and it wasn't Johnson. Was it Dark? Who had the secret PTO that they didn't file?
First of all, and him, you knew you didn't file it when you said it. You just probably realized that court.
Don't that sound like two cousins? Don't that sound like two cousins playing at your grandma's house, and you send your cousin like, you go ask my mom, because if you ask her, she say yeah. But if I ask her, like, you sat up in that courtroom and you let them talk about every single thing, and you knew you had an email that you had sent about days off, and you hear her clearly trying to set trial for a day that you know you're not going to be available, and you say nothing. You let it go almost 6 weeks and then say, oh, I had sent an email. And she's like, well, did you say anything? Did you file it? Did you? And it's just like, what where do you think you get ready to take some PTO? And
listen, I just saw a comment, and I'm just going to address this comment. Mel, are you going to pay for their attorney? One, you know I'm not paying for the attorney. Two, the whole purpose of this is, even if public defenders, it's their job. So either you're going to do your job, or you're going to say, hey, I can't do this, and you're going to move on. So you're saying all these critics we are literally watching a trial. This is what I've done. My YouTube is pretty much based off watching trial. I'm entitled to my opinion. I'm entitled to my opinion. Now, what can happen is you can just dismiss what I'm saying, and you can feel how you feel. But the first trial, and Ash K just said this, when we first saw them, I was so impressed. And then it didn't seem like they were prepared. So whether you're paid or not, if it's your job, you have to come in there prepared. And it was just simple stuff. I just felt like, oh man, this is not going to be an easy case. It's not going to be an easy case. So I just feel like, come with it or say this is too much.
Well, let's start with a better question. If you could not afford an attorney, and you've watched multiple people, more than 5 people, be charged for unaliving that they have lost the ability to charge anybody else with, have lost any case against anybody else, and now they decide, since you're left, you're the one that gets it, would you be okay with that representation, and would you not criticize it? Because I don't care if you think you're gonna be cool, you would have came out of a bag on somebody who did, if you know that you're the last person, so they're trying to pin this on you, and you were sitting there when the judge gave these same dates. You knew, everybody knew this was not a surprise date. Nobody took a surprise plea. They knew they were coming back on the 17th for pretrial. So when you're sitting there with your attorney and they say, hey, oh yeah, about those questions for the jury, you were given a date to turn those in.
And I want to keep playing, not to interrupt y'all, but there's another, that's not even the most shocking part to me. I want to play the most shock. This to me was the most shocking part.
Okay.
Not to cut you off, but it gets better.
I just wanted to draw the court's attention. I would like to join in the defense request as well for time to file a motion in limine. I did see those same YouTube videos, Your Honor. I have gone through some of them. They do, for the most part, so far, what I've seen look like just music videos, rap lyrics, things like that. But Your Honor, because it's, by my count, I counted just in stuff just related to my client. 250 plus social media posts, and I was still counting, but 118 plus videos that all could or somehow potentially relate to my client with respect to this argument. So, Your Honor, I would just ask for time to get through all of those. I do also, Your Honor, submitted a motion.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that too.
Right.
Okay, so it does not need to be ex parte, and you want funds for an investigator and a gang expert. And here is what, and I know that you were appointed July 19th of 2024, but July 19th of 2024 was 6 months ago at this time. I told you in December that we were looking at a late February trial start, and that you had and would have more than enough time to get your case ready. This should not be the day that you are for the first time saying, oh, you know what, I think I might want some assistance. Let's review, and y'all have all been before Judge Dempsey for the last 8, 10, 12 months on this case,
Your Honor,
except for you, who started in July, 6 months for you.
I wouldn't even said nothing.
And you should have, as soon as you got into the case, reviewed everything that had already gone on in the case. And in September of 2023, an order specific to your client was entered by Judge Dempsey saying that defendants pending motions, nobody had done anything on them, and they were not going to be before the court any longer. January of 2024, a scheduling order entered in this case applicable to everyone. The deadline for the state, if you interrupt me again, we're going to have a problem, okay? I am talking.
I understand. Yeah.
The deadline for the state and the defendants to file any additional pretrial motions is February 6, 2024. Now, I know you weren't in the case February 6, 2024, but when July rolled around and you reviewed what had been filed, you at that time in July or early August should have come to Judge Dempsey and said, Judge Dempsey, I'm new in this case and I need funds for an investigator. In May 14th, 2024, Judge Dempsey, no further pretrial motions will be considered by the court. I told you all in December what the deadlines were going to be. And every one of y'all is like, oh gosh, you know what? I think I need more time. I just find that to be problematic. Very problematic. All right, turning to the state here for a minute. I got this morning a chart of what maybe the redacted indictment is going to look like by the time we go to trial. And I'm honestly not sure I even understand it. So have y'all been able to redact the indictment yet, or come up with what you think it's going to look like, or what counts you're going forward on?
Yes and no. So I'm working on the actual redacted indictment. It's been time consuming because I'm trying to make it.
Okay. Can I ask a simple question? I hope a simple question that might clarify things for all of us. Do you still plan to go forward on count 1, the RICO count, against anybody?
Yes, Your Honor. But we made, so the very first, I guess, chart that you're looking at on page 1, I believe the original, in count 1, there was 191 overt acts. I've reduced that down to 63 overt acts.
Okay.
And so I think that's going to consolidate and shorten the trial immensely as it relates to the previous trial that Your Honor presided over.
Mm-hmm.
And as I continue to redact the indictment, there may be a few overt acts that I can also erase based on the fact that Mr. Mender did take a plea on Monday or Tuesday of this week. But I will have the redacted indictments, Your Honor, first thing Monday morning, Your Honor.
All right. Do the defense attorneys have this somewhat confusing chart?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah.
They do.
Okay. Is it any less confusing to y'all than it is to me?
I can help try. I mean, it's count one, and then there's an act. The box says act. Those are all the acts that we'd be going forward on count one.
Okay.
If you flip to page 3, each one of those contains the actual count in which each defendant is charged with, and that will, that's what we're going to be moving forward with as it relates to each one of the remaining defendants as it relates to the counts.
Okay, so the first 2 pages are just what count one is going to look like, although maybe even shorter.
Yes,
and then basically the remaining, the substantive counts, if you will, against each defendant, those are listed on the last page, page 3, and those basically stay the same. Is that right?
Correct, Your Honor. And each one kind of has a short summary as to what each count or each overt act covers as it relates to the previous indictment and the incident or the act.
Okay. All right. And have the parties exchanged their narrowed witness lists?
Not yet. But we can get that done fairly quickly as it relates to each act and
Okay.
fairly.
So this is not really the pretrial conference. This is the pre-pretrial conference. Okay. Mr. Dark, you had said within your motion that you didn't have anything other than names for any of the state's witnesses. Is that accurate? And if that's the case, have you talked to counsel for the state about that?
Your Honor, when I look through some of those things, Your Honor, when I look through some of those things, there are some witnesses that are listed in parts of the discovery where it is name only, but there are some where more information is provided. I did send an email to Mr. Abadi related to a separate discovery issue where some aspects of the discovery are completely inaccessible to me.
Inaccessible.
I can't open them at all or download them or anything. And so we're trying to work through that. He did tell me that he would either try to reserve it or get me something else, I think today or this week. But Your Honor, that was the basis for me making my request. I need assistance going through all this
You
stuff.
told me in December you were having some problems with that, and that should have been cleared up in the month between then and now.
Well, the issue with that is from what I understand, and I'm not trying to put words in anybody's mouth, but I can at least speak for Mr. Dark. Doesn't sound like he's been through the original discovery that was served to him, and it all works in that. It was very time consuming for me to then basically do it again, but narrow it by moving it to a different Dropbox link. That took me literally 29 hours is what it says. And Your Honor had given me the deadline for the first full week of January, which the last day of the first full week of January is January 12th, which is when I got it to him.
Okay.
I had my personal issues where I was dealing with the family members, oncologists and things of that nature. So that was more important, to be perfectly honest, than getting it before the end of the first full week of January. So he's clicking on the link that he's saying that on the new discovery link for the narrow version. He can go find it in the full one, but I will make sure that I look at the new link and remedy any issues that I learned about this morning, because that's when I learned about the issues was this morning, I think around 8:30.
There does not seem to be any kind of advanced communication between anybody, between counsel and counsel, between counsel and the court. Communication really does help because then we know what we're dealing with before we get to court.
Well, Your Honor, to that point, I emailed Mr. Abadi several times prior to today. When I first got on the case, I asked for discovery a few times. There's several emails that have gone unanswered. I understand Mr. Abadi has a heavy caseload. He has personal matters. I have 5 children. I have a heavy caseload as well. But I am simply trying to give my client an actual defense, a robust defense, and I need assistance to do that. So that's the basis of the request. I have no problem going to find anything, but I need assistance to do that because unfortunately I don't only have this case. I am appointed counsel in several other courtrooms. I have a speaking trial before Judge Cox.
Kayla, we saw this part.
Well, so
Where's the part when he asked about the dish drive?
I know that my client was great.
I wanted to hear that because that was wild too.
Assistance on this case.
The defense,
Otherwise, it's almost a forced mistrial, or it's almost a forced ineffective assistance.
And we've done our best through drive. Gone unanswered. I've responded to.
Can you go ahead and provide the 8 terabyte, whatever it is, so that they can give all the discovery back to you on that?
Your Honor, I think that was partly included as a basis for the request for funds, but if worst case scenario.
I'm happy to give you some funds so that you can go out and buy one of those.
Yes, Your Honor, I would need that, and then I could most certainly do that.
Even though it is not anywhere in your motion, but
And I can amend that with you.
Mr. Johnson.
Yes, Your Honor. And speaking, prior you were speaking.
So yeah.
All I heard the whole time was Kevin Hart. No, she wasn't ready. I was like, this is not happening. This is not happening. Nobody was ready. Nobody was ready. It was like they got a surprise notice and said, hey, Miss, the principal wants to see you in their office right now. Like, nobody was ready. I was so scared. I was so scared.
The flash drive took me out. I mean, I know they do cost like $50 to $100, but
well, I will say they are making some progress. I will say that because I did see that Garlington's motion did get filed. There's like 18 music videos that they've named that they want anything, basically any music or music videos regarding him they want removed from the discovery. So they're putting in the motions. They're making some progress. We'll see. I think they go back, what is it, February 7th? I think it is, to retry pre-trial.
The real pre-trial conference. So that wasn't really even part of what we were supposed to talk about tonight, but I guess we could not ignore that because like we said from the beginning, it's not over yet. We got people left and, people that still matters. Just that, we can't just say it's done because it's not done, and that's not fair. And it's still free yet. I don't think there's no real update on that quite yet, but, everybody keep him in their prayers too. So now we will move on to the program. And I don't know if y'all want me to go first. I have my stuff pulled up. Or y'all got y'all stuff pulled up for Miss Harris? Or
mine is quick. My moment for this week, y'all know all last week we've been following and watching the NaZiyah Harris case, and we were up. Oh, we had a TikTok funeral. We thought TikTok was leaving for real, so we were just kind of venting about it. Someone shared the clip of NaZiyah, like one of her last TikToks. I think we all are of the mind that there are women. Baby, her auntie had 4 kids at the time. Her grandmother has had children. There's no way that this baby was this young, and you guys are responsible for buying her hygiene products. You guys have had children of your own and you didn't know she was pregnant. And so they shared a clip, and I'll share that today. Just from a person who I've had 2 children, her breasts are bigger. Her face is fuller. Her body is big. Now it's kind of hard to see, but from her little bitty frame to what we see in this video, it just confirmed for me, like, they knew that this baby was pregnant. And if you follow my YouTube, I know you guys have seen this already. But this was my moment from today, sharing this TikTok of her. Kayla, you see it? Okay. I'm going to take the sound off. But it's dark, but you can just see how fuller, how bigger she is. And it's another reason why I'm just like, there's no way they are going to tell me you lived with this baby, you see her every day, and you didn't know she was pregnant. It's another reason why I personally feel like she seemed so scared. We went through her text messages. She seemed scared to do, even though she was sneaking around with this grown man, she seemed scared to do certain things. Oh no, I'm going to get in trouble. Her behavior, nothing about her behavior would lead me to believe she would have left with him after school and they didn't know where she was going. Especially, I don't care if it was an hour. Nothing about her behavior made me believe that. And I think her aunt's text to him, still no tutor, was just her kind of like where she is, but not asking where she was. But that's my two piece. That was my moment from this week. We saw that the other day. I'd heard about it, but it was my first time seeing it the other day. And what was that, Saturday? And I was blown away. I was like, there's no way you can look at this and not know that this baby's pregnant. there's no way you could look at it. And that's not the first. Well, I'm not going to say the first thing, because I would think that somebody's getting bigger in my household. But they knew what was going on with her. I think they knew she was pregnant.
Absolutely. My WTF moment was in regards to NaZiyah Harris as well. And I will say that one, I absolutely agree with you, Mel. Everybody knew everything. I know I just saw somebody say they started a petition. I'm just going to say this, and I'm going to get off my little soapbox about that. The state, what we saw was a preliminary hearing. That was just enough to get him bound over. That was just enough to help them understand that relationship, just enough to help them understand that they believe that she's no longer with us, just enough for them to understand how they believe he is responsible for her no longer being with us. So please understand that you can't get auntie or grandma without getting Jarvis first. So I understand that the wheels of justice turn slow, but please let them verify and get a verdict that that baby is gone and this is who's responsible for it, and the dominoes will fall after that. But they can't show the left hand what the right hand is doing. So I understand that everyone is so enthusiastic about saying her name, and I love it because this, as everyone knows, was something that was near and dear to my heart for a year. And now that everybody knows about it, and everybody, yes, keep saying this baby's name. But at the end of the day, all this conspiracy theories, all the finger pointing, all the perpetuation of drama gives Jarvis reasonable doubt. You are making Jarvis's case. They would not have went to that preliminary hearing with that little bit if they wasn't planning to drop a mountain on Jarvis' ass by the time they start this up March 7th. I know patience is not going to be enough, but we are not Benson and Stabler, and this will not be in Shannon's hands by the top of the hour, okay? We'll be back in court on March 7th. You're not getting a verdict on March 7th. Y'all have to be patient. They're going to get them because so many people failed this baby in succession. They're going to get them, but it has to start with Jarvis. I don't want to see nobody else breaking in no shops, getting no evidence. I don't want to see nothing else. At this point, keep her name alive. Keep saying her name. Keep bringing it out there, because my WTF moment comes from Friday the 17th. Friday the 17th, Jarvis' ass was supposed to be bound over for trial, and we deserve to see that. We heard Judge Sabriz tell him, you're going to trial. I'm updating these charges. They've added 2 more minors to NaZiyah's case. So just in case they can't get him on her body, they have 3 babies there that will be 25 years apiece. Baby, life is going to be life. However, they're going to have to get him on life, okay? But we need to be like Charlemagne and have a damn donkey of the day. Because if there was going to be a donkey of the damn Wednesday week, shut up, Mel. It was going to be CBS Fox. And I'm going to show y'all why. And I'm going to show y'all how pissed it got me.
This man, yo, what the fuck moment for this week is so on brand, because they had you pissed. I was on live. I said, y'all, they got her stressed. I said, she is on live pissed right now. So this man, yo moment is
since it happened. And y'all understand, okay, so we thought on January the 17th that we were going to see Jarvis had to come in court and had to look at that trial judge and hear what the next steps of his life were going to be in our journey for justice for NaZiyah. We, again, keep saying her name because there was no Law and Crime. There was no court TV. There was no video camera in there. Nobody, you know I'm pissed. Nobody was there. So we had to rely on the damn newspaper to send us the information. Now I'm gonna show y'all what happened. Mel, know I'm pissed.
I sure hope you showing me a clip from your live that day.
I sure am. It's my post. Listen, y'all. I'm gonna show y'all me. Hold on. Because I gotta turn that echo thing on so y'all can hear it. Hold on, y'all. Y'all get to see me. So CBS Detroit post this and then switched it to this. Yep, guilty plea. Y'all see that all up in there? And then switch it to a not guilty plea. This is the time y'all choose to have a dang on typo. This is when you choose to have a dang on typo. Yep, look at it again. CBS Detroit posted this, playing. And then they posted this. CBS Detroit, I hope you have the fucking day you deserve. Either way it go, Jarvis will be in a courtroom March 7th for hearings and motions and determine the trajectory of trial and all those things. So March 7th will be the date. If we are not here, we will be somewhere under Mrs. Jefferson Says. Find me on YouTube, Instagram, fan base, same name, Mrs. Jefferson Says. The only way my name is not Mrs. Jefferson Says, I believe it's on X, but I don't be really using that, but it's Mrs. Jefferson 2. T-O-O, like also, because it didn't have enough room for the last S. Come find me somewhere on March 7th. But CBS Detroit. So
Hey Shannon. I was like, these blue hearts. I see the whole chat. I see blue hearts out the corner of my eye.
So y'all, CBS Detroit, we didn't have no cameras in that courtroom. So keep saying her name and say it to Law and Crime or Court TV or somebody so they can take their ass down there so we can see what's going on. Because obviously, whenever a literate motherfucker working for CBS then went in there and talking about it's a typo. You missed a word. I'm thinking Jarvis took a plea. And the thing is, they didn't even have the decency to update the original link. They updated a completely separate link to say the not guilty. So people were saying, no, Miss Jefferson, and still say guilty. They absolutely had us thinking that this baby was getting ready to start getting justice because in my brain, I was like, boom, Jarvis finna talk.
Me too.
Jarvis finna talk. He get ready to talk and he get ready to tell it all. And I really do believe.
We should have known better though, T. Nothing about him gives that he would harm himself for the sake of someone else. Like, we were talking about it. We were like, he never do this. He never. And then when I saw it, I said, well, damn, he proved me wrong. But after I saw it was a typo, I said, okay, nothing about him would even make me believe that. I'm like, dang, you're right. He does not give off that he will put someone before himself. Nothing about him gives.
He's going to use something about an ex coming forward or a current girlfriend.
No, I think there are, the thing that
somebody sent me that, and I didn't know if it was true.
So the situation is right now, currently he has 8 open cases, 8 additional open cases, all for minors or having done something to a minor. I'm only aware so far that one is an actual adult now, where she's 20, but was 13 when she was assaulted. So he has open cases for this. We all know he went to jail for about 9 to 10 years behind this, came out, started talking to the aunt when she was a teenager. So this is just this monster. This is just him. So there have been people coming out the woodwork. I imagine more people will come out because you might not be so scared of somebody that look like they're going to be in jail and can't get to you. It's a little different when you're on the street and it look like don't nobody do nothing about it because he hasn't even registered. He hasn't even registered on the registry. He hasn't even updated that since 2019. Like these people were just absolutely just letting him get away with whatever he wanted to get away with. And then he's got people that's going to literally breed victims for him. So I did see that there was an ex-girlfriend that may be coming out. I just believe that it's going to be an absolute windfall of people that are going to no longer be scared because he can't get to them. But I do believe that until the full truth comes out, because this is me, this is not them. Allegedly, I'll say allegedly because but I really believe it. I know that's right. I know that.
Hold on, T. Shannon, I did a post on my TikTok and I was talking about
He
you.
linked his name.
When I tell you, Shannon, they've been trying to eat me up in my comments, and the OCD in me is responding to everyone like, I'm talking about Shannon from YSL. They have that. I don't know how my post is falling under NaZiyah.
Yeah, I saw that you had said something about something was so old, and
it's so old. It's from August.
It came back around.
And I don't remember what text messages Shannon had going on that I was talking about, but people are hearing text messages. They're hearing Shannon, and I was like saying they don't have any evidence. I'm like going hard for it, right? And they think I'm talking about her. One lady was like, "Are you dumb?" He literally was texting her. I said, "Ma'am, can you read? Like, look at the hashtag." So
please,
I only got your name too, Shannon, because all my videos regarding you and YSL,
they keep linking. If we said something about you and YSL and somebody looks at that video, it keeps flipping to NaZiyah. I don't know why.
But just call him SB.
Baby, because and not me. Every time I see somebody, are you dumb? Are you listening? What are you even saying? I'm typing, this is YSL. Please read the messages, because it's been annoying.
I'm gonna say this. She said if people knew when he was arrested, they should have went to the police instead of going on a podcast. I'm going to say absolutely. And that's why I only report on the things that happen in court, because I'm not going to what's going on in these podcasts because of that situation. And again, we do not want to perpetuate things that Jarvis can then use as doubt. As
this one says say Kayla that.
Okay.
Shannon too, but you went too far. But I was going to say to Kayla as well that, in watching this case, one of the, from the YSL trial, I'm happy that I watched it, and now it has like really, really just made me like, I already watch crime stuff, but watching trials, because if you had to depend on TikTok and Twitter, the amount of misinformation that you will receive is just crazy. And I think what you were probably seeing, Kayla, people watch clips and they try to piece stuff together, and then they make these videos about them, and then they go viral. When all sometimes it just takes to go pull up that person. Maybe you don't want to watch their whole testimony, but at least find the piece that you're trying to talk about. Like I saw a lady say, "Oh, he left her body by a girlfriend," and I'm like, if you watch the case,
that's what I'm talking about.
They were tracking his cell phone, Kayla. That night, he went to a completely separate girlfriend who wasn't on trial. He went to her house. He went to 7 Mile where her clothes were found. He went to the shop. They got him going to the lady's house to drop the Jag off. They got him going to their motel that night. All it takes is to watch the woman who did the cell phone data, which is on my YouTube page. The one who did the cell phone data, just watch her testimony. It'll tell you where he went every night. And to think he is so smart, he had this elaborate scheme, you got to be out of your mind. Absolutely. You got to be out of your mind.
One day y'all will learn about these cell phones.
Man.
Now, I will say that I did learn, too, that even if your cell phone, like she did, they talked about, he may not have been making calls. And I think sometimes people think your phones have to be on to make for them to be tracking you. I know that's right, Shannon. They think your phones have to be on, but no, she was just saying, hey, the towers are picking him up as he's riding past. It could be a text message. It could be him searching something. So that was something
like mapping. It just shows like
your phone automatically reach out to
Discovery. I mean, it's gonna tell you went here. There's so many times where I'm like, I'm providing these mapping pages to my clients, and it's 3 or 4 of them, and it's like, all y'all right here, all y'all was here together, all y'all was here together, all y'all was here together, but you telling me you never met them. You know what I'm saying? So it's just
you are learning it. This is one case where I'm like, forget what Funny says. That cell phone data was enough. Now she did say the cell phone. Now I will say this: watching this preliminary hearing, their experts seems to be experts. When I say I loved every last one of them. And I don't want to say it's just because I hate Jarvis. I do want to say it was because even when the defense got up there, they never steered away. They reminded me of in the YSL trial, one of my favorite experts was the man who did the GSR on the car, and he sounded so smart, so intelligent, and even though he was a state witness, he was like, we searched and it was nothing, and he was explaining to us if there was.
When do we do headliners? Is that normal?
Is this normal? And I like that, and every one of their experts in this prelim were able to do that. I mean, when it came to the blood, I didn't even know what pheno tested for hema and the hema test, the pheno test. I didn't even know what that was. But shout out to the TSU graduate. I know now. So I thought they had really great experts in their case.
The thing I love about all of the witnesses, even though some stuff may be kind of foggy or they may not quite remember and they remember some parts or not, they're not steering away from their story. So it's not changing with the last person or the first person. I also love the fact that there is no funny business with this evidence. These people are doing this in a way that they make sure there's no appeal, there's no overturning on the technicality. They are being very careful to ensure that this baby gets some sort of justice in any way that they can. That's why I love the fact that I feel like it was so strategic for them to take 2 of those minors and add them to her case. Because just in case, and I know somebody said in the comments, and I tried to catch it, said, oh, Jarvis don't have nothing, he done. That's not true. If people keep putting this stuff on these podcasts and keep pointing the finger at somebody else, Jarvis doesn't have to prove who it was. He just has to prove the possibility and make one juror think, well, it could have been that on. And if that happens, there's a hung jury right there. If that person stand on it, let these people do their job. They are doing an amazing job. And if everybody is so enraged now off of that little bit they gave for the prelim, this trial, they got it. I have to believe they got it, because I believe that while she was failed in life, NaZiyah's purpose is now being fulfilled. She get ready to save her cousins. She get ready to unleash, and everybody. I saw somebody else say that, why did they do anything? And he's locked up now. If y'all think Jarvis operated alone, then so did R. Kelly. Jarvis can't have friends unless birds of a feather. Y'all think King saw all them other? This man got over 20 kids, and the kids he keep having around him keep being at the shop, and ain't none of his kin. No grown man is going to sit there and watch their friend just be up around some kids. No grown man is going to transport kids. No grown man is going to sit up here and condone that. No grown man is going to turn a blind eye. I'm not even going to lie to you. If your man go to jail today, his best friend going to call you and say, girl, he been doing you wrong. You think they're going to let it happen to a kid? It's not. So Jarvis is not the only part. He's the biggest part in NaZiyah story. But those friends of his, he can't sit and talk about his escapades with grown men. They'll take him out of here. You sitting up here. Right. He can't. Men love to talk. Look at this text message. Look at this. He can't show no grown man that. He showed Big Unc that. Big Unc gonna take him out because he want to know why he think he want to see it. Then he gonna figure out who kid that is. You have to remember that there are too many people around him. He had friends. He had people who were happy to talk to him on the phone. He's got girlfriends that enable this. He had people that absolutely know about his history. So
look at his sister. Why do you think his sister was so toe up? Because she had a feeling and she didn't say anything.
That woman ain't have no. She had a feeling. He did something long before he went to prison in 2004, and either she knew it, saw it, took his word for it, took pity on it, had compassion because it was her brother, and she wished she would have said it. She knows she's seen that baby last night, and now it's eating that night, and she is eating her up.
I want to ask the chat something, because before I say what I'm going to say, and I know we get into our hour, I do want to ask the chat. I always say that when you are dealing with cases, and if you're on my channel, y'all already know I'm about to go with this. When you are a juror, right? The prosecution's job is to prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt. And in order for you to prove a case beyond a reasonable doubt, you have to have reasonable people on your jury. So if you can put a 1 in the chat, if you are a reasonable person. Because so the comment I saw was, the text messages don't prove he killed her. And that comment, you're absolutely correct. the text messages don't prove that. However, if you're a reasonable person, Keisha, I think it was your comment, Keisha. So you're a reasonable person. You won't just go by the text messages. You go by the fact we have not seen her since January 9th. The last person to have seen her alive was him. I don't know if you guys watched, but when they tested her jacket, they did a pheno test. The pheno test, which we learned, it tests for blood. There were all these spots and stains, the jacket that she was last seen in with him. It tests for all of these stains. I mean, then they test to see if the stains are blood. That's the pheno test. And then we're going to go to the hematest, right? We're going to go to the hematest. The hematest is what they test to see if it's human blood, okay? Now, after they did the pheno and the hematest, they then went and sent it for DNA testing. Whose blood is this? Whose DNA is on this jacket? And when they tested for DNA, they found Jarvis's DNA and they found NaZiyah's DNA and an unidentified person who was on there too. They found that DNA. So we just have to reasonably believe that he killed this baby, and all of the signs point there. I don't know if he did it, but based on the evidence that I've seen from the preliminary hearing, which we know we're going to get more in the actual trial, reasonably I can come to the conclusion that he killed this baby. She was the last person to have seen him.
King too. King was the last person to have seen them.
Well, listen, you keep saying King and Miss J, y'all know we went on this on the case. King said he left them. We can only go by what King said. King said he left them. We'll see what comes out with his ankle monitor. Did he stop by this said store? Because Miss J thinks she said King saw him too. But he looked, if y'all in my chat, put a 1 for Miss J. He looked totally shocked, surprised.
Well, Brittany, I'm not saying it's King. I'm saying the last people to have seen her outside of Jarvis was Jarvis and King.
Oh, yeah.
I'm with the judge. Anybody who knows me knows I'm with the judge. I agree with what the judge said. They attempted to do some dang on DIY something, and I don't believe they know anything about what happened to her after that. Possibly. I don't believe they got her medical attention, and I believe they're all culprits. That's I'm with the judge. When Judge Aaliyah Sabri said that, that's where I was. That's where I'm about at, but I feel like everybody. But I don't think King left and just went home to have a movie and popcorn.
Yeah.
It never worked. I don't believe. Listen, you think King knew that ankle monitor was on him? He knew that ankle monitor was on him.
Okay, y'all. So, King, speaking of best friends. We're gonna segue.
Speaking of best friends.
Okay, so right as we wrap it up, just want to talk about ASAP Rocky a little bit. And I say speaking of best friends because just a little background for those of you who don't know what the case is about. So pretty much ASAP Rocky's case is it stems from 2021, and thank you so much for the super chat. Oh, and well, before somebody just say, why is King in jail? So why is King in jail?
He put his
parole.
It's a violation. He got a violation for his parole, but he put his hands on pregnant women.
A pregnant woman. Yeah.
Okay. So
unfortunately.
But okay, so the case stems from 2021 where it's alleged that ASAP Rocky I guess fired some kind of gun at one of his friends who was also in the music industry. So there have been a few different things that happened, and my clip is from earlier last week, and I got a few things to say about ASAP Rocky.
Shamina talk about.
Who is it his girlfriend? Is what? How?
It's his common law wife, Your Honor. They have two children together. So,
right. So I was characterize as common law wife?
Or just wife. It's fine. However you like, but yes, they're
No,
not. I mean, they're common law husband and wife.
I'll call
They
her
live together.
whatever you want me to call her. You want wife? Okay.
Your Honor, I think if they're not legally married, we prefer that she not be referred to as his wife and that she is just referred to as his significant other or mother of his children.
Are they legally married anywhere?
I don't know, but
If
certainly
they're
they're
legally
common law
married-
husband and wife.
If they're legally married anywhere,
Yeah.
there's no common law marriage that's recognized in
Just
California.
call what you want. I don't, whatever. So-
If they're legally married anywhere, she will be his wife.
Okay.
If they are not legally married anywhere, she is his
Significant other. Okay.
Thank
I
you.
wouldn't confirm it either. You ain't getting no civil suit out of me.
I will also consider asking going to additional areas with the jury, prospective jurors, upon hearing input from both of you, if you can think of.
Okay, I gotta go. Oh shoot, how do I stop? I done something, y'all. Okay, I didn't know this was. I gotta put. Hold on, wait. I didn't know this was $100. I thought it was $9.99. Thank you so much. And yes,
So now I can talk about it. Oh, you looking at make me see it. Make me see it. You gotta make it stand out. What you doing?
wait a minute. So yes, I will marry you every hour, every second, every minute of the day.
I know that's
Thank
right.
you so much. Thank you for the super chat. But I mean, I just think, that this was really interesting because like Ms. J just said, it's going to go to two factors. One, are they going to try to then attack assets or bring some type of civil suit? And two, is it going to affect the jury pool? Because I know that one question that was asked in jury selection was, do you know Rihanna? And I think 10 members, 10 out of 12 people said yes.
Yeah.
And then the next question was, do you know A$AP Rocky? And I think only 4 people knew who he was. So that's interesting, and that's going to play a big role in how this case is handled, I think. And then a lot of you guys know today that he rejected a plea deal, and that plea deal seemed to me like, a pretty decent plea deal. So in my opinion, I know about people turning down plea deals and why they turn down plea deals. So, if it's anything like what I know, he got something going because it was 180 days in jail, community service, anger management, 7 years suspended sentence and 3 years probation. And he's actually, if he is found guilty, he is facing 24 years.
Gee, money.
Yeah, so he's facing 24 years. So I was just reading different articles and looking at different news stories, and it seems like he was very respectful in court, and the judge asked him 2 times, like, are you sure this is what you want to do? And both times he says respectfully he declined. So I think that maybe there's something we don't know.
How do y'all feel about the reason for the fight? What do y'all think about that?
What's the reason? I'm actually starting.
Okay, you didn't see
this case tomorrow, so I don't know what's going on.
I thought that's where Kayla was going when she said, I know something about plea deals. Okay, and rejecting them because he got something in the works. Apparently, there's a whole A$AP group, right? Like everybody got an A$AP name, but not everybody became A$AP Rocky famous. So there's an A$AP living in the hood. There's an A$AP that's homeless. There's an A$AP that didn't quite make it. So they felt that A$AP Rocky got rich and left them behind. So he was feeling something in his chest. So when he met up with them to go ahead and finally have a face-to-face talk with them, that was the outcome. They got into it. And it's just like, so is he responsible for taking the whole group? Because then I really was looking at it like, okay, A$AP didn't bring all the A$APs. Now he in jail. YNW Melly had the issue where funds went to his manager only. He was in control. All the YNWs wasn't Melly.
Also, I read that the defense is going to bring in witnesses to testify that the gun seen on video is actually a starter pistol that's just a prop.
Yeah. Said that he uses it as a security measure so people think that he is armed and are less likely to try him.
Can I ask something? Is it ASAP Rory? I think he beefing with. Did the boy get shot?
No. I think they're saying that he had one and that he may have in the air, possibly. But they're saying that grainy video shows that he had one.
But the boy didn't get shot at all. Did he press charges on ASAP? Do y'all know that?
Oh, I'm pretty sure.
I'm gonna have to look this up because I need to figure out because now it's just sounding like a whole bunch of what's going on here. So I'm gonna look. I am streaming.
I mean, it doesn't matter though. I don't know about
somebody said he was grazed on the finger.
Okay. He was grazed. Okay, that's what I was wondering. I thought the boy got shot. So okay, okay.
But I just want to say this as far as whether someone got shot or not. I know, aggravated assault is an aggravated assault, whether someone gets shot or not. And I think that it goes to the prong of protecting the community because there are so many times where people fire guns and innocent people are killed. And so you have to think about that. Not saying that you're not thinking about, I'm just saying in sentencing and in consequences of aggravated assaults, a big consideration is how many times firearms are shot in an aggravated assault or shot even not intended or even celebratory shots and children are unalived or just innocent people are unalived, and that is a big consideration when determining sentencing.
Yeah,
hey, I'm gonna look tonight because someone in the comments said the graze, I guess the wound looks like he scrubbed his knuckle across the concrete or something. So I'm going to catch up on it tonight so that I'm
okay. So that means this is going to get interesting because I'm like, is there even anything in a starter pistol? Like that's a ready, set, go, like at a track meet. So is there anything? Okay, yeah,
but I guess for that, I don't think I would have accepted 180 days either. Because I guess we just got to watch and see what comes out.
We're going to have to see. He obviously feels confident enough that 6 months is just as bad as the 24 years because he didn't take it. He didn't jump at it. Listen, wow.
Never heard you listen to
I'm like, what? Now my head's turning, Keisha. I'm trying to figure out, like, okay, maybe are they gonna have somebody come up and say that ain't nothing but a scratch?
I mean, but also wasn't someone killed from a prop gun
it was a real gun. He thought it was a prop gun. Remember, he thought it was a prop when he fired it, and it was a real gun or something like that. Alec?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was.
He thought it was a prop, and it was a real gun.
It wasn't
a bullets or something. It was something.
It was a real one that was supposed to have been checked by the armorer to only have blanks in it, and somehow they claimed there was real ammunition in the box that should have only been blanks. So, and then the armorer went and they tried to get him. Yeah, Baldwin's. I watched the armorer's trial. I did not watch Baldwin's trial, but the armorer, poor thing. Her daddy knew somebody and got her that job. She was not, that she was an armorer. She had all of her credentials, but her resume didn't have her on Alec Baldwin's set just yet. You know what I mean? She wasn't at Tubi and Netflix, but she wasn't at Hollywood yet either. But her father had some connections, and that's how she got that job. They had that baby doing all kind of stuff. That baby just ended up in a world of mess because they even found substances in her makeup bag, but nothing in her drug test. So they were trying everything. They were trying to blame that baby so she'd be the one to take the fall. But they don't have to reverse that because she had the same judge as Alec Baldwin. He said, really was the aggressor, and ASAP had right to defend himself. That might be it, Raynette. Somebody said they're saying really was the aggressor. What is ASAP Rocky?
That's what I wanted to know. Is he not supposed to be around a gun? Because I couldn't find that anywhere.
March 3rd, Davia, the YSL round 2, March 3rd, I believe.
All right, y'all. We kept y'all on here long enough, but we got through a lot today. We did a wide.
Yeah,
we did. Okay, we got Black Education,
baby.
We got Miss Harris, and we got YSL round 2, and we got ASAP. So
ASAP in there. So we're gonna have to come back. Hopefully, we can get some updates. Because didn't Melly have his federal trial?
So we got to talk about Melly, and we got to talk about Offset.
Offset.
I mean, not Offset. Takeoff. Y'all know I be getting them mixed up.
Wait, what's going on?
Oh yeah. They get ready to start his trial.
I think it started this week.
I must be lost. I don't remember them arresting someone for him. They did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I got a lot to do this week. Then this is gonna be a busy week on my YouTube. Wait a minute. Takeoff. This is gonna be a busy week.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a busy week for us, so that's good to hear. Because I hadn't heard anything. I just thought nothing was. I thought no one ever came forward with information, which kind of bothered me. So we'll be busy this week over on Millionaire Mel channel.
Yep. So we got Takeoff, Melly, Harris, ASAP. Woo!
All right. I'll be busy.
Okay.
And by saying I'm gonna cover one more, but I don't think she's back at the end of March. That's Erin Stroman. She's the Nightmare NICU nurse in Virginia.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, you said that's not till March.
Yeah, that's in March. She just went. Well, they just moved it back, but she did not get her bond hearing. But they also kicked the cameras out the courtroom. But she's the one who the 7 melanated newborns in the NICU ended up with mysterious fractures on her shift, a total of 7. So yeah, they moved her out to March. I mean, they moved her from March to May. That's what it is. She just had another one, y'all. They moved her to May. So we got a lot to do.
We got a lot going on.
We get to keep the WTF. We can keep it alive.
Listen, it's a lot going on. Plus, Brian Steele's his case is coming up.
Yeah, we can talk about that too.
So Brian is coming up. I'm gonna have to go watch the first case. I mean, Aubrey's case, and read everything about it first, so I have an understanding of what we're doing here. We just have a lot, but I'll talk to my channel after this.
Somebody just brought it up. The Justice for Casey Goodson Jr. I had y'all rewatch that case in Columbus, Ohio with me. I'm gonna say it real quick. 30 cops right now in this country are on trial right now for unaliving folks, and 5 of those 30 are in Franklin County, Columbus, Ohio. That little portion, 5 of those 30. And in my lifetime, I have never seen anybody in my hometown ever be held accountable for anything. Not one cop. And the one that they found guilty in November, he is fighting against that. He said it was unjust, unfair, and they haven't sentenced him. Meade, who we watched for Justice for Casey Goodson Jr. We were waiting for the retrial in February. Franklin County has successfully delayed that again with no ETA. So it was 4 years.
Based on what's happened these last 3 days, any police officer currently waiting trial, I'm a little scared to see what's going to happen, because they just may be like these January 6th riders, and he may just let them go. So I'm interested to see how that's going to play out as well.
I mean, I have to say something. I have 2 more things to say, and I'm gonna let y'all go. But I cannot. So the people, they just got to go home.
200 of them
that night.
Every last one of them. It's one.
Because my mama, and I was like, "What, girl? What did you talk?"
It's one granny talking about I did the crime. I'm doing my time. I say now listen, ma'am.
I think it was 1,500. My mama told me 1,500.
It may have been 15. I saw 200. It's 1,500.
Yes.
Well, there you go. Maybe 200 people were released. Maybe there were 1,500 total waiting to be tried, and they were pardoned. But I think it was 200 released that I saw.
Gee,
okay, yeah, that threw me off.
So maybe it's 1,500 total that were charged and waiting to go to trial and all of that. But I don't know. But either way, it's crazy. But we're gonna see y'all, because what did I tell y'all?
That's what
I told y'all to wait. So we're gonna see what happens with Miss Stiff Wear.
And
because
then
I know he's coming for Funny next.
I know that's what I was just about to say, but I thought it was so interesting that I gotta say this and then the last thing. But I thought it was so interesting that Trump fired Keisha Lance Bottoms after she resigned.
You can't fire somebody that already quit.
So she resigned on like January 4th.
And her post said a day late and $1 short. Yes, Miss Lance Bottoms.
And then fire her after she already quit. It's just unbelievable. And then he puts on leave all the diversion and include what's going on?
I don't know what's going on, but
it was good, Johnny. What? And then we got doing
the Nazi salute. I mean, it's just too much going on. I think I don't even think it's real right now, because I'm just like, this can't be happening. And on my channel, I know I'm a little late, but I saved it last year at the start of YSL to go over. I said, I'm gonna do YSL in the daytime and I'm gonna go over Project 2025 at night. And I didn't do it. And I've been going over, and I'm like, I think it is imperative that we go over it, because some of the clips and things that I saw, we're starting to see it unfold. And the diversity, equity, and inclusion, y'all know they hurt me, because I'm so big on, when you're at work, making sure that you know your rights and people are abiding by what they're supposed to. So that was like a slap in the face to me. All my family mad because they all work for government. They've put a hiring freeze on government, period. But the IRS's freeze says that it will not be lifted until it's in the nation's best interest to do so. What the hell does that mean? So I think he's doing something with the IRS. He's made all of them, they're having to go back into the office now. It's a lot.
He made the ERS. You didn't see it?
What?
He made the ERS.
I didn't see that.
The External Revenue Service. He said you can't be in the U.S. Now, you heard him say you can't be in the U.S. taxing the citizens. We taxing them over there. We gonna tax China and everybody else, and they gonna pay their part.
Wait. So did he take TikTok out to bring it back?
You know he
did.
did.
I think it was a ploy. I think it was. Y'all remember? I kept saying I thought it was the 19th, but they shut down on the 18th. They did that on purpose. I think it was a ploy, and I also said that people, whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, if you're on X, if you're on TikTok, please know that these are scary times that we're living in, because they were all at the inauguration. And people, if you think your information isn't being shared, they're like, it's really going to be different now, because I don't know, something's going on. Amazon, it's listen, I've been seeing the people throw around the word oligarchy. Look it up. I think that's what we're seeing.
And the last thing, this is the last thing I wanted to say, that we didn't do WTF last week, and it's because we all had a lot going on. I was in court for about 29 hours on Wednesday. Like, literally, even though there's 24 hours, I was there 29 and had a little incident. And I went to court. I told some of you guys about this on my live. I went to court for what I thought was just a regular jail fight case. Get to court, find out it is such a big deal. And I'm like, well, why is it such a big deal? And it's because it's a YSL jail fight. We had Eppinger, Lil Rod, Fleetwood, all of them and my client in this alleged jail fight. And the offer was 10 years to serve. I go back, I talk to my client, like, it's 10 years to serve. I watched the video. It's a pretty disturbing video. Get it down to 10, serve 5. Go back and talk to him. And he's like, I already took a plea to this. And I'm like, sir, impossible. Then I said, wait a minute, nothing's impossible. It's YSL. So I get my computer and I'm just like, let me look at it. And then lo and behold, he had already taken a plea to this. They charged it as a misdemeanor in state court. He took a plea to it. They then decided, hey, we don't care about that. We're still going to indict this as a felony. For those of you who don't know, that is a textbook example of double jeopardy. Never thought in my actual legal career that I would have ever seen an example of double jeopardy, like, for real. Somebody needs to write a chapter in criminal law about this. It needs a chapter.
Quit looking. They was gonna try something. They just don't learn their lesson. They just gonna keep trying until they get something.
So I then told the DA, who was one of the DAs on YSL, that, hey, sir, do the right thing. I'm gonna go ahead. We had went on lunch. I'm gonna go ahead and leave and go to Cobb County where my services are actually needed. When we get, I'm gonna just hop back on Zoom instead of come back in person because I know you're gonna do the right thing. So he calls me and he was like, yeah, I haven't been able to get in touch with the supervisor to get approval, so we're just gonna further notice it. And I said, yeah, see, the problem with that, we're then gonna have false imprisonment from today moving forward. So if you want to do that, we can do that, but you know what comes with that. And I'm gonna go on live. It's Wednesday, so you know what today is. You know what today is. So he's like, okay, I'm gonna call you back. I'm like, okay. So he calls me back 5 minutes later. That's gonna be a dismissal. I said, I knew it. I knew we could work.
Not 5 minutes. Not 5 minutes when he couldn't do it. A couple hours ago.
Why do we need a supervisor when you see what's?
But they did the right thing. So shout out to them for, I get.
Fulton County, you right up there with CBS, Detroit.
So that is a great stopping point. And
a natural stopping point. That
right.
is
I gotta leave that for you to say. That's your.
Yes. And y'all, I sent the Jules TV link for Count With Me to Mel so she can hear. I sent it to her and KB. So when they get off, Mel can tell y'all what she think about Count With Me.
Yeah, I saw that. So I almost clicked it. It was gonna go live. We was gonna get copyright strike.
Right. Please don't. I've been learning how to work YouTube. I had to edit a couple things out.
Man,
I need to go. Y'all know what? I need to go edit that live. I got copyright.
Can y'all give me a heads up before y'all gonna play the dang on lyrics? Play the whole song.
We gotta fix that. We gotta see. We gotta fix that.
Shannon wants everybody to put where they from in the chat before you leave. So everybody rep your city. He got some. He has an obsession with Detroit.
With Detroit,
I think he got a girlfriend there.
He said, Mel, know all about copyrights. Why I still hate us? Because Key, how can the artist have me play a song, then I get copyrighted? Like, how does that work?
What happened now?
What's up with you in Detroit?
We on there playing songs we do, and my live got copyrighted. And I'm telling him, can you go fix it? I'm like, can you go get them to clear my copyright? But of course, he doesn't on the music. It's on the YouTube page. He couldn't get it fixed. So I need to go and just go edit it out.
Well, you don't got to edit it out. All you got to do is go in YouTube Studio where they say it can't be monetized, and they'll edit it out for you.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean.
Okay.
I just figured out because I had one that did that a while ago. So now all my little videos that's like there, I got to go back and do it. I have to go do it.
All right. Well, thank y'all so much for joining.
Bye, everybody. Thank y'all for joining.
Are you going live, Mel?
You know it. We do an after show every Wednesday. We always do an after show after WTF. We just talk about what we talked about here. And just, I hate to say this, but we just kick shit for about an hour or so.
Okay. Well, y'all go check out Mel.
Bye, everybody. Bye, everybody. Thank you,
ladies. Tomorrow. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. We'll see you tomorrow. I joined last week, finally.
It's a mess.
Oh, last week was a mess.
Yes.
It's always a mess. Every week is a mess. But bye, everybody. See y'all later.
Bye. Have a good one.